Hi children, good morning. Welcome to today's social class. Today I'm going to start a new lesson, that is Ashoka the emperor who gave up war. The chapter name Ashoka the emperor who gave up war. So in this chapter I'm going to explain about the great emperor Ashoka. So now you have to listen carefully, take this chapter and watch this video minimum 3 times. Okay, in this video, especially I am going to explain about a very big kingdom, an empire, and how are empire different from kingdoms and ruling the empire. These points today I am going to explain. So listen carefully. Ashoka was one of the greatest rulers known to history, and on his inscriptions were inscribed on pillars as well as on rock surface. Before we find out what was written in this inscription, let us see why this kingdom was called an empire. An empire is a kingdom which is spread over a vast area and is much larger in size than a kingdom. The ruler of an empire is called an emperor. The first emperor of India was Chandragupta Maurya. He founded the Mauryan dynasty. The empire that Ashoka ruled was founded by his grandfather Chandragupta Maurya more than 2300 years ago. Chandragupta was supported by a wise man named Chanakya or Kaudalya. Many of Chanakya's ideas were written down in a book called the Arthashastra. Dynasty. When members of the same family become rulers one after another, the family is often called a dynasty. The Mauryas were a dynasty with three important rulers: Chandragupta, his son Bindusara, and Bindusara's son Ashoka. There were several cities in the empire. These included the capital Pataliputra, Taxila, and Ujjain. Taxila was a gateway to the northwest, including Central Asia, while Ujjain lay on the road from north to South India. Merchants, officials, and craftspersons probably lived in these cities. In other areas, there were villages of farmers and herders. In some areas, such as central India, there were forests where people gathered forest produce and hunted animals for food. People in the different parts of the empire spoke different languages. They probably ate different kinds of food and wore different kinds of clothes as well. Ruling the empire. As the empire was so large, different parts were ruled differently. The area around Pataliputra was under the direct control of the emperor. This meant that officials were appointed to collect taxes from farmers, herders, craftspersons, and traders who lived in villages and towns in the area. Officials also punished those who disobeyed the rules or orders. Many of these officials were given salaries. There were other areas or provinces. Each of these was ruled from a provincial capital such as Taxila or Ujjain. Although there was some amount of control from Pataliputra, and royal princes were often sent as governors, local customs and rules were probably followed. Besides, there were vast areas between these centers. Here, the Mauryas tried to control roads and rivers, which were important for transport, and to collect whatever resources were available as tax and tribute. For example, the Arthashastra tells us that the northwest was important for blankets and South India for its gold and precious stones. It is possible that these resources were collected as tribute. Okay, children, now let us wind up today's class. Now you have to take the textbook and read these portions and underline important points. Okay, thank you to all.